So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna take a quick look at the Incarnon variant of the Bronco Prime. Now, the only way to get the Incarnon adapter for the Bronco Prime is via the steel part version of the circuit game mode. Once you have the adapter, and the Bronco of course, you can take them over to Cavallero in the Chrysalith to combine them, but this will also require 20 Pathos Clamp, which you get from the Autoworm boss fight, 70 Yeo Shrubs, which is a plant that grows in the snowy section of the Paradox, and 100 Nacreous Pebbles, which you get from the fishing minigame in the Paradox. Adding the adapter to the Bronco will unlock its Incarnon mode. You build the Incarnon meter by headshotting enemies, which is a little bit difficult with the Bronco because it is a shotgun, and once you have any level of charge, you can press the secondary fire button to activate it. In this mode, the Bronco has considerably better stats and its bullets ricochet around. Once you expand the Incarnon meter, or once you press the secondary fire button, the weapon will go back into its normal mode and you can build the Incarnon meter again. Now, to gain all the benefits of the Genesis and to also evolve the weapon, you will first have to do a few things with the Bronco. First of all, you're gonna have to finish a solo mission with it, then you're gonna have to kill 100 enemies with its Incarnon mode, and finally you're gonna have to kill 10 enemies in 8 seconds 6 times. Now, the evolution choices for the Bronco are actually pretty cool. The first one has you choose between Speeding Bullet, which gives you damage, and then if your sprint speed is above 1.2, you get 60% projectile speed, and Infused Shots, which gives you less damage, but then every 50 energy you spend, you get extra damage for 10 seconds, which stacks up to 4 times. The second evolution allows you to pick between Kinetic Battle, which gives you minus 50% weapon recoil, so the weapon is far more stable, Practiced Grip for 30% increased accuracy, and Extended Volley, which increases your magazine capacity by 2. And last but definitely not least, you can choose between Enough for Everyone, which gives you insane ammo efficiency if there are 6 or more enemies within 6 meters of you, Commodore's Fortune, which increases the weapon's base crit by 20%, and Rain of Lead, which increases the weapon's base multi-shot by 2. Personally, I went for the combination of Speeding Bullet for the damage and then the projectile speed because I do actually run sprint speed on some of my frames, Practiced Grip for the increased accuracy, which is really helpful on a shotgun, and Commodore's Fortune for the base crit. Moving on to the build, where we can finally run a hybrid on the Bronco Prime. So we have Galvanized Diffusion and Lethal Torrent for multi-shot, Hemorrhage, which converts some of our impact procs into slash procs, Dizzying Rounds for an incredible amount of status chance, Creeping Bullseye because I don't like aiming down sights with the Bronco Prime too much for crit chance, Prime Target Cracker for crit damage, and then Frostbite and Unranked Pistol Pestilence for vital. I'm also running Lethal Momentum for the projectile speed, which on a shotgun translates into better effective range, as well as secondary Merciless for the damage and reload speed. Now, even with the increased accuracy, it's still a bit of a pain to actually headshot things with the Bronco, especially when it comes to the Grenier and the Corrupted, because they have very small heads and very big shoulder pads. But it's definitely worth the hassle, because the Incarnon mode on the Bronco Prime is actually very good. It's kind of like, what if the Incarnon Leto was a shotgun that did like a lot of damage? The Bronco Prime, as well as the Ankh Bronco Prime, used to be an absolute meme of a gun. It was a status-based shotgun that had no crit, small magazine, and it did primarily impact damage. And it was, and rightfully so I might add, one of the least used weapons in the entire game. It was just, well, really bad. But then Hemorrhage happened and you could actually convert some of those impact procs into slash procs, so the Bronco Prime was kind of okay for a while. And then this happened, and suddenly the Bronco Prime is one of the best secondary shotguns in the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't prioritize it, like if you're sitting there going, should I go for the Bronco or the Boltor? You obviously want to go for the Boltor. What I am saying though is this is a pretty good gun that's actually worth going for at some point. It's still very short ranged, I mean it's a shotgun at the end of the day, but it does good damage and it's very fun. I will say the same thing I said with the Leto. Using this with the Incarnon mode kind of feels like having the Decree that splashes your status around, which is awesome. So yeah, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I would highly recommend the Incarnon Bronco Prime. It's very fun and does good damage. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you want to support the channel, you can check out the new memberships down below. Hey, pluggo, etc. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.